Pemerintah Amerika Serikat menyatakan banyak barang impor yang akan dibebaskan dari tarif yang diberlakukan oleh Presiden Donald Trump. Namun sang presiden membantah pernyataan tersebut. Jurnalis CNN Valerio memiliki informasinya untuk Anda.
Well, in this corner of the world, we're looking for any kind of clue, any kind of indication about who is going to call whom when we're talking about U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping. Notable, we do know this. When China increased its tariff on U.S. goods to 125% on Friday, the United States did not strike back. Its tariff level still higher at 145%. So for a window into what Beijing is thinking in this moment, let's go to the graphic talking about China's Commerce Ministry, writing in part late on a Friday, quote, if the U.S. insists on continuing this numbers game with tariffs, China will not engage. However, if the U.S. persists in substantively harming China's interests, China will resolutely take countermeasures and fight to the end. So countermeasures, what exactly do they mean by that? Well, a lot of economists are starting to tell us that China may have reached the end of its tariff toolkit and could be reaching into its toolkit with other economic measures, pain that it could cause Americans. Think about the hypothetical of China no longer buying soybeans or crops from the American heartland, instead going to Brazil, for example. The possibility of China not exporting any rare earth minerals to the United States, key for semiconductors, the internal workings of computers and cars. For a window into what the president is thinking, let's go to the president himself. Here's some comments that he made aboard Air Force One. Let's listen in.
Honestly, I'm very comfortable now, but I've always gotten along well with President Xi. We had a good relationship, very good. And I think something positive is going to come out of it. We're going to see what happens. I mean, look, China is a very big, great country. He's a very good leader, very smart leader. It's a different form of leadership. It's a different form of government. But they certainly are big. But, you know, this should have been done. What I've done should have been done by past presidents.
So President Trump sounding optimistic, even though we don't really have an indication as to what's going to be next, how these talks are going to move forward. But what we are looking for in the days and really in the week ahead in this region specifically, Xi Jinping will be traveling throughout Asia. We're talking about making a trip to Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia. And what we'll be looking at is to try and see if he is rallying any of these nations to his cause, trying to get more friends in the region and perhaps around the world to fight and to combat these U.S. tariffs. Valerio, CNN, Seoul.